Hey guys, Lord Sora here. I hope all of you had a great season 4 and here we are approaching season 5 with a new tier list video for PvP. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible and provide my educated guess on which classes will have the advantage going into season 5 depending on the most recent balance changes. We're gonna start with Sorcs. I think there are a few major changes that will impact Sorcs in PvP. First one is invulnerability changes. The one also impacts Necro, but we'll get to it. Hopefully in Season 5 we will no longer see Immortal Sorcs running around. I think there might be still some waves which I won't expose here, but for the most part, Perma Flame Shield Sorc should not be a thing due to Flame Shield cooldown will start when invulnerability ends. However, with that being said, Sorcs can still be super strong and they are getting nice damage buffs. Their firewall build should still dish out tons of damage, and Sorcs should actually feel a lot tankier going into Season 5 due to them having some access to DR via their Paragon, and now they can also run Doombringer. Most firewall Sorcs were also running Starless Sky, and that uber unique has also received a significant buff. Also, Sorc stat scaling has been improved, which should give them more damage overall. New Starless Sky now gives +2 ranks to core skills without masterwork or anything like that, so which should significantly improve firewall damage when it's masterworked fully. It's really hard to estimate how tanky other classes will be. Barbs are losing their martial vigor ranks, however they should still be quite tanky with increased shout uptime. However, I do believe Sorcs will be S tier next season based on these changes. With that being said, let's talk about Barbarians. It's hard to imagine a season where Barbs are not strong, but I don't think season 5 will be one of those. They received some heavy nerfs. However, I think Barbs will still be very strong, one of the best classes in PvP in-game overall. I think one of the most important ones that their protection manual has been removed from the game. This was the tempering that gave them martial vigor ranks and made them immortal actually if they passed beyond 25 ranks. So if you have ever seen a barb in PvP where you attack them and they were taking no damage from you, that was because they were running martial vigor ranks above 25. And alongside of martial vigor, this tempering had Guttural Yell as well as imposing presence. So these three passes were providing huge amount of DR survivability for barbs. However, this is removed from the game going into season 5. Yet barbs should still maintain their tankiness, accessing more cooldown reduction going into season 5. You may have seen the Shaco Harley Quinn crest changes. Now it has tons of cooldown reduction, and with other cooldown reduction resources, barbs can get their challenging shout uptime 75% of the time, which gives them over 50% DR when it's fully masterworked on the gear with the ranks to challenging shout. They also have other access to other DR sources from Paragon, other gear options, so on and so forth. So barbs will be still quite tanky and they will maintain their tankiness in PvP. They had some heavy nerfs to their damage. The most important one is the gushing wounds. However, they're also getting a new sword that gives them tons of multiplier to their basic skill. I mean, all classes getting this new unique sword, which buffs the basic abilities 200% multiplier, and the flay is a basic ability, so this should help them a ton to make up for that gushing wound loss. I didn't do the math. This is my educated guess. They lose some damage. I don't think they lose any tankiness. They will actually, I think, maintain similar tankiness with the shout uptime being more, but they might be, if we do the minus and positives, they might be losing some damage. However, overall, I think they will be still quite strong. They will have similar damage numbers with similar tankiness. And considering Sorcs will have more windows to be pressured because of Sorcs will have less uptime of their flame shield and more downtime of their immunity, barbs might be able to catch them off guard a lot easier going into season 5. Again, it's hard to imagine barb being bad. Season 5 will be one of those. I think Sorcs will have the upper hand in this matchup once again, but I think this can go either way. For now, I will put barbs as A tier below Sorcs, but take this with a grain of salt. If barbs are S tier and Sorcs are A tier, it is very possible. I just didn't want to put them in the same tier, but I think they both are S tier. But for now, I'm putting barbs A tier just because I didn't do the math on their damage loss, and I did not see in game yet how that shout up down will work and what's their tankiness is gonna look like. In theory, on paper, it all looks really good, but we will have to see in game. Alrighty, next class, Rogues. The Rogues are like how Druid and Necros were. They got the same treatment as they were in Season 1. We didn't see many Rogues in Season 5, and they were not able to compete with other classes. However, towards the end of the season, some Rogues emerged, such as Janos using Andariel's unique helmet and proccing lucky hit chances to apply more poison damage. The main change that will help Rogues is that the Dark Shroud changes and the new unique armor and new tempering recipes that comes with it. The new tempering options should give Rogue some of the missing survivability they were missing in Season 4. In addition to that, they are also getting a new unique armor that will grant them immunity for 3 seconds after casting Dark Shroud. With enough CDR, the cooldown of the skill can go down, I think, 6 seconds, maybe even less than that. They can pretty much have 50% immunity window with a lot of healing in the fight. Also now, they won't be losing Dark Shroud with the new skill changes. They should be able to keep at least 4 stacks, 4 orbs active majority of the fight. There's a belief that Dark Shroud also gives Rogues a near 100% damage reduction. However, this only works versus direct damage in PvP. So this DR, this damage reduction, is sort of meaningless versus Firewall or Shadow Wave or other damage over time abilities in PvP. However, it works versus direct damage. So that part should not be a problem for Necros or other classes. That should not give them that much advantage in PvP. However, with the new unique armor, the new tempering changes, I think they will get a lot more tankiness and survivability they were missing in Season 4. They should be overall a lot stronger compared to last season. Like I said, more tankiness and even more damage around Andariel's proccing, a lot more reaching, almost 100% lucky hit, maybe even more, running Fist of Fate. And based on this information, I think I put Rogues as B tier, just below Barbs. And we will yet to see if the Rogues gonna make a comeback in Season 5. Next class, the Druids. Druids were actually quite good in Season 4 using the Wind Shear Poison build. And it was a lot of fun to watch them or fight versus them. It was really good to see Druids being viable after a while. I think the last time they were viable that I saw them in PvP was Season 2. So it was really good to have them back and made it sort of one of the most diverse PvP metas we have ever seen so far in 4 or 5 seasons. However, unfortunately in Season 5, they're also facing some nerfs. The main nerf is the Thunderstruck being capped at 60%, sort of similar to Wither cap that Necro is going to face in Season 5. And I think currently they have about 300% multiplier from it, and that's going to be capped at 60%. So obviously that's a huge nerf. But they're also getting some core stat changes, like Necros and Sorcs and Rogues all together, but Druids is getting one of the biggest ones. They can replace some of this loss with the new sword Shard of Veratiel as well, the one that gives huge multiplier to basic ability. However, then they will lose the Wind Shear double cast tempering, which I believe it was quite important to them. And all this considered, I think Wind Shear will still be quite decent, but they were already sort of second tier class, not being able to compete versus Barbs and having a tough time versus even Necros and Sorcs as well. But I really don't see them getting any better than that. So I placed them in C tier in Season 5. But I would be really happy to see some new Druid tech. It's not my main class, so maybe there is some hidden tech out there that will make Druids better than even maybe Season 4 or better than what I anticipate them to be. But for now, I put them in C tier. Alright, lastly, let's talk about my main class, Necromancer, the class that I think I claim to know the most anyways. So we had tons of fun in Season 4. It was one of the great seasons for us, dishing out tons of damage, using Shadow Wave again after a very boring pet meta that we have faced in Season 3. I was able to compete at a very high level in tournaments, placed second and third a few times, almost won a few times the tournaments, but our main PvP build was Shadow Wave. We had tons of fun. We combined it with Bloodlance versus certain matchups. However, we are receiving a massive nerf from developers, capping our Wither node going into Season 5. This is a significant nerf to our burst potential, and I doubt we will be able to kill some tanky barbs or even rogues due to this nerf. Shadow Wave is already one of the few dots that does not stick on the target. It does not do enough. If it does not do enough damage, like if it doesn't become that burst ability, it becomes very easy for opponents to avoid and get out of it. So this nerf will hurt a lot. Likely, we currently have near 3k intelligence, and they're capping Wither at 1200 intelligence. Like right now, we're running close to maybe, depending on the build, 300% multiplier. We're proccing almost 50% chance. But that will go down to 20% chance, and then the multiplier will be around 100%, losing almost 200% multiplier. Yeah, I am actually not looking into this much. I did not even wanted to see how bad the nerf is gonna be, but knowing how crucial the Wither was for us to execute some opponents in PvP, this is a big blow. We are getting some intelligence scaling, which should be a tiny damage boost, but it's a drop in the bucket. Another actually main good thing, one of the actually only things that I'm excited about in Season 5 is the Shaco Harlequin changes. Like I previously mentioned, with Master working the cooldown, we can fully hit the cooldown reduction cap actually and get our Blood Wave cooldown as low as 12 seconds. Right now, for example, my Blood Wave cooldown is 21 seconds. In Season 5, it can go down to 12 seconds. So this can help us in some scenarios. However, again, everyone will run Shaco mostly, and they will have similar cooldown reductions. So it's not really a special thing for Necros, though it should help. Maybe we can win by quantity of the waves, not the quality. So something to see how it's going to evolve in Season 5. But if I'm excited about anything, this is the one thing I'm excited about. Another change is that our Mist is also going to be changed, similar to Flame Shield, where cooldown won't start until Blood Mist ends. This may seem like a significant nerf, but I don't think so, since Mist is sort of a fake immunity anyways, where the dots mostly goes through. However, with more CDR, we should also be able to get the Mist cooldown, at least the downtime, similar to how it feels in the current season. So I'm not too worried about that one. I know people will ask, the Mist is getting this evade aspect and Sever is getting this mobility, blah, blah, blah. Those are aspect related, so the question becomes, where do you put it? Do you put it on your boots? If so, then you have to put Metamorphosis on your amulet, or maybe you put that aspect onto your amulet, then you have Metamorphosis on your boots. But then you lose so much damage by or healing by putting the mobility aspect on your amulet. So I don't see a room for us to be able to take advantage of those things in PvP, just because how much we rely on Metamorphosis and staying unstoppable. But I think as Necros, we will always try our best. As you guys always know, I will deliver. I will theorycraft the next Necro PvP build and of course share it with you guys. But for now, I don't think we're looking too good yet. I'm going to hand out some copium before ending this video and put us above Druids and same as Rogues and B tier. Like always, I'm going to try my best to see what we can come up with. I think our build is again gonna be Shadow Wave, but I have some other ideas that we will be testing and then seeing where we end up. Unfortunately, this is a short season as well, so we'll see where we go, but it's not over yet. Maybe we have seen worse days than this. Season 1, some of you might remember if you were following my channel, but we will see. We will find a way. With that being said, I think this concludes my tier list video. I hope all this was informative. I tried to give a little bit more specific information this time, providing some of the most changes from the patch notes. I hope this lets you decide what your PvP class is gonna be. Let me know down in the comments. One other announcement is that I am going to be releasing a starter build planner for each of these classes, not just Necro this season. Each of these classes, I'm gonna be releasing a starter build planner for specifically for PvP, collaborating with my clan Valor. All my clan mates, respective their classes, they will give me a starter build planner, and I will be able to share with you guys in this channel. So be on the lookout for those videos. I will be sharing a lot more content as always as the new season starting. Lord Sora here. I hope this was helpful. I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.